Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel where I focus on interior design. My name is Michelle Montana. That is my birth name. So my last video got quite a bit of hate and I welcome this. This was probably my most disliked video. Not that it was like more disliked than it was appreciated, but there was some controversy in the comment section. And it was a blast, to be honest. It was fun. So I thought that I would come back this week and talk about Pinterest things that I love, Pinterest ideas that I love. I don't know if I just am the type of person that feels the need to redeem themselves, but I guess I am. It's just my opinion, you know? You might hate some of the things that I love here today, but that's fine. That's just the way that it goes. So let's get into things that I love on Pinterest, great Pinterest ideas. So I want to start off the same way that I did last time, talking about paint. I think that there's so many things that you can do with paint that are creative and provide interest in a space. Painting trim. I probably should sit to the side. Okay. Or actually, maybe this side. I think painting trim is so fun. And as long as you're not painting over wood trim, as long as you're painting over trim that has already been painted like this, okay? I think this is a great idea. Life's too short to have white trim and you can always paint it back, you know? A subtle pop of color, it just adds so much interest to a space. I love painting just a door even. I absolutely love this. And I do intend to do this in my space. I think renting is the best time to experiment with ideas because you can always paint stuff back. Instead of closing yourself in with an entirely green hallway, having just the doors painted green, I think that's genius. And if you're looking for a base color, like for the white on your walls, I always go with Benjamin Moore Chantilly lace. I think it's the best white. It's creamy without being too yellow. It's actually kind of on the cool side, but it doesn't look cold. I can't explain it, but it's a great paint. In this similar vein, I like pops of painted color in like an inlay like this. The salmon color and then that nice blue on the door. It's just a fun way to make a space a little bit more unique and not a ton of effort. You can do this yourself. You don't have to hire a painter to do this. I love this butler pantry too. I think that this is so much fun to have a mustard butler pantry and then those mauve doors. And then your kitchen can just be white, but then you have this cute little nook that's a splash of color. I love blue and red together. Something you'll learn about me if you're new here. This just kind of interesting little detail of putting wallpaper inside an inlay, inside a cupboard, especially behind this reeded glass. That is so special because it makes it really subtle. I think that's such a great idea. And whatever's going on with this bar cabinet, that's so cool to be able to like open those doors up and expose that wallpaper. I think that's really beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna use this image as a transition. So finding creative ways for storage, I think is so important. And I love that they utilized the end of this hallway to provide a little bit of, first of all, something interesting to look at, a pop of color with some paint on the wall there, and just like a great little display of items. You know, it's hard to find space in your home that can be utilized in this way that is just like a subtle detail that's gonna show off some items. Because if you have a lot of art to display it all in one place, like you have to be creative and find new places. At our old house, I had, you know, a gallery wall going up our staircase, and now I don't know where to put all of our art that I had going up the staircase. So I just love this idea that it's just like a little moment at the end of a corridor. Again, another creative place to provide storage. Having a little bar just in this little nook. I love that. I think that's so special. And even like above doorways, like I like that they've created a little shelf above the door to create a little more storage in their space without, you know, doing it above your kitchen cabinets. Again, referencing the frat boy bottles above the cabinets. I will say with wine, to get technical, if you're storing wine, you are supposed to store them on their side so that the cork stays wet so that it doesn't become corked, like the flavor. But I feel like if you drink wine quick enough, it kind of doesn't matter, you know? But if you're actually storing wine and like keeping it for a while, it should be sideways. Not to be pretentious in any way. Okay, other fun storage idea. I really like using cinder blocks to create these sort of benches. I think it's a great idea. It's minimal, it's super inexpensive. They're like 80 cents per cinder block. And then, you know, just the slabs of wood. You don't even have to stain them if you don't want to. I think it's just like a nice, easy DIY. And it's so sturdy. We actually did this in our pantry to provide shelving in our pantry at our old place. And I mean, it was just literally so cheap, and you don't have to like screw anything in. It's super secure because the weight of the cinder blocks like is really supportive. So, and I really like this one with the detailed cinder block. I think that's so cool. You probably pay a little bit more for those ones, but worth it because it adds a little bit of detail that isn't just a cinder block. You know, if you want something that's a little bit more interesting, I love that. And then obviously the piece of wood is stained, but okay, this is for the cat lovers. Where you at? Okay, I think it's great to provide a high place for your cats to go that doesn't mess with your aesthetic that you have going on. I think putting up something cushy, like a little pillow, or even using like a hide or something or like a little sheepskin thing. Those things you can get them real cheap at IKEA. Speaking of kitties, Batty, say hello. See, I'm a cat lover. I have two. Providing a little bed for them up on top of your shelves that already exist. I think that's fantastic because it's subtle and this cat looks cozy as heck. This is a true DIY, and I've seen it in real life. My in-laws, if you go to their house, I'll try to find a photo. It looks like they have vintage mirrors above their fireplaces, but they did it themselves. They didn't have anyone do it. They did it themselves. You can make mirrors look antique by doing this. I think it's a great idea, and it looks amazing. It looks like a real antique mirror, and it's literally spray paint. So I highly recommend anyone, because vintage mirrors, antique mirrors can be super expensive. So make it yourself. Get a piece of glass and DIY. I think it's a great idea. This person in this video, yeah, it's just mirror paint. It seems simple enough. This is another DIY that I think is pretty cool. I think you can just take a wool blanket. If you have a headboard that's like maybe even stained, okay, but it's upholstered, taking a vintage wool blanket, add little ties onto the ends and tie them together like this. I think that's such a great way to, one, make it cozy, two, add pattern. You could do it with fabric if you want, but I just like this kind of padded look. I think it looks really cozy, but this is it in like a linen fabric. I think that looks great too. And then you can take these off and like wash them. So I think that's a really smart idea. I love the pattern with the plaid. Okay, I don't know if this is a trend, and it hello, Batty Room. I don't know if this is, I don't know if this is a trend or what, but having a small picture in a large frame with like a large mat, I just love the way this looks so much. Something about providing this like negative space around the image. It's just like a nice break for your eye. I personally love it. And I like this too with the blue. I think that's like a nice fun way to highlight your image. Also, I'm gonna insult someone by saying that this is like kids art or comparing it to kids art. Whatever these drawings are, they're cool and I like them. But I would say that if you have kids art to frame, this is also a really cool way to do it. I hope this artist isn't offended that I'm comparing them to kids art, but even my husband's drawings look like kids art. So, okay, last but not least, and potentially the most controversial because you might hate it, I like colored toilets. I think that like they can be really well designed in a space. Or colored sinks too. Color blocking and using a toilet in your design that's like a vintage toilet. I don't know why people are gutting bathrooms that look like this. I think if you're afraid, which is fine, if you're afraid to do this, I like the black toilet seat as well. And I've done this in designs before. I think that it just provides like a little, I don't know, to me, I think definitely the black toilet seat and lid elevates a space a little bit more posh, especially because they're not plastic. Maybe that's kind of the whole thing. Because they're ceramic, they just look nicer than plastic toilet lids. Not that your toilet needs to be like gorgeous, but that's all of them. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all the things that I love on Pinterest. I am a Pinterest girly. Through and through. So I just think sometimes people take things too far. But I love these ideas and I love more ideas. So if you want to see more of this, let me know. I would definitely do another one of these videos where I'm talking about cool Pinterest ideas. We gotta share. We gotta share the wealth. You guys can follow me on Pinterest too if you want. Down below I have it linked if you want to follow me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because it genuinely makes my day reading comments, good or bad. I'm like, hee hee hee. They make me giggle. So you guys can tell me how you like my bangs because I cut them myself. They looked better yesterday, but today I couldn't be bothered and they're not great. Okay, I'll see you guys next Sunday. Love you, bye.